Hey everyone. A friend introduced me to V2OS. I'd never heard of it. Of course, there's lots of operating systems out there for x86, etc. But this is one that was totally new to me. Anyway, this is the fastest operating system available for the 386 plus PC. Maybe that's true. I guess we'll find out. Let's see. Okay, to make a boot floppy from DOS, you need some files, and you run writeos.exe, and I guess out will spit a boot floppy. So let's give that a try. So there's a zip file. Let's see what's in that. Okay, yeah, there's the promised .v2s files plus the writeos.exe to actually make the thing. So, but I don't have a DOS system handy, so we're gonna have to make one of those too. First of all, I guess we can make a hard drive image for me to install DOS to. Let's see, v2os HD. No, this is just the disk. So this shall make a 40 meg hard drive, which will be plenty big for what we need to do. And then we might as well make the floppy image as well. And this is where we're going to load the V2OS files to. So there's a blank floppy. All right, so we'll run QEMU. And initially I'm going to want to install DOS. So and HDA up v2os HD. All right, this is the DOS installation. And yep, that's good. Let's see. Oops, we need disk 2. All right. And then it wants disk 3. Remove all floppy disks. All right. Okay, cool. So that's DOS installed. Now we should get those few files onto the hard drive. So we can open and that'll give us, yeah, perfect. This is the hard drive contents. Then we just need to copy that stuff onto it. So we'll extract that. And we'll just copy all this stuff right onto the hard drive and eject it. And then we can boot up, and instead of the DOS installation floppy, we can now put the V2OS floppy. All right, if we did this all right, we should have, yeah, cool. All right, all those V2S files plus a write OS. So we can write, oh, that's fancy. All right, that looks correct. Cool, so that should have written out a floppy that we can boot off. So now I did have trouble when just booting the floppy with nothing else attached. I did get this error. It says failed to retrieve info on the boot disk. Seems unlikely considering I just booted with this floppy, but anyway, you can see just before that it says creating part list. So I assume it's looking for partitions on drives. So Anyway, what we can do is we'll quit out of there, attach the hard drive back, but we'll also tell it to boot from the floppy. When we do that, we actually get the V2OS system. Sorry, folks, I just did a very abrupt screen cut there. It's totally amateur hour. I wanted to give you a better, bigger screen than that little tiny window, so I had to play around with the QEMU just a little bit to figure that out. Anywho, okay, let's boot this thing. The trick, by the way, is you got to go to zoom to fit, and then when you go to enter full screen, you get that. Ooh. So, welcome to V2OS. I tried a few commands, the usual, like dir, ls. None of that worked, but hey, fortunately help is here. So there's help for commands and help for keys. I'll actually do keys first because it's a little bit more interesting. So looks like there's a few different windows. This is the terminal screen, of course. There's a debug screen. I don't know what you do with those keys in here. Don't work, but anyway, there's a module screen. Same thing, like no keys do anything. I assume if you actually loaded some modules, that might show up. There's a boot up screen, which shows the things that happen. In fact, it's kind of interesting. It even shows the BIOS messages, the booting from floppy, the IPXE stuff, which I guess I could have taken the network card out. But anyway, looks like it got further than last time after creating part list. It did all this other stuff before it showed up with the rest of this. So that's pretty cool. Oh, look, here's how to do scroll. So you can do control alt up down, page up, page down, home end, etc. Quick reboot the system. Do I dare? Let's see. Hey, that's pretty cool. All right. So the other thing is, of course, help commands. And these are all the commands that you can do. Most of them have to do with stuff like, partitioning, formatting, etc. This is memory map. No surprises there, I guess. I'm not sure if this is segmented or if this is for real memory. I think this is protected mode, so it's probably real. So the dir/ls whatever command is just called files in here. There aren't actually no files on the floppy besides all the boot up code. Now, if we go disk list, you can see, well, there's a HDA, and you might think we could get files from that, but that's actually a DOS formatted disk. This thing wants a V2FS formatted disk, so apparently modules, I think that might be kind of like, maybe like kernel modules, something like that. And there's also servers, that could be like daemons, services, that kind of thing. PCI info. So we'll use control alt up. Okay, scrolls up a bit, and then page up scrolls a page. Here's all the PCI devices on the system, apparently. And yeah, that's about it. There's really not too much else you can do, having no other files. I don't know if anybody wrote any other software for this or whatever, but anyway, that's pretty much all I can really show you, except for maybe I could format a disk or something, but it wouldn't really give you any more than we've got now. So kind of a neat little thing. I don't know if it had been used for anything else. I'd be curious about that. If you know, maybe drop me a note. Let me know. Yeah, hope maybe you'll download it, try it out, experiment around, and see what you can do with it. All right, cheers.